Josh here on the tube of you, and want to warmly welcome you here. Yeah, I have to do it today because I've got an appointment tomorrow. But anyway, so we're here now, and yeah, it's all about checking in for the days ahead. And I like to say week, as you know, because we're not weak, we're getting strong, right? And that's really what this is all about. So it's an interactive session for about half hour or so. And as an intuitive guide, a medium, if you have questions, you can ask those questions. If you're watching this on the replay, you can check the link below. Anything relative that we may talk about, if there's links or a PDF. I usually add that to my school group, which you can see there. You can join below. There's some questions to join that kind of filters out the trolls and the marketers and the people that really aren't looking to make any kind of change or shift, because that's what this is all about. If you're stuck, if you need guidance, clarity, mirroring, reflection on helping you get clarity, you're in the right place. Yeah. And even if you're not here on the live, you can still ask questions. Leave a comment below, let me know, and I will respond to you. And I'll get back to you and let you know. Sorry about my messy office. It's the way it is. um, I create clarity out of chaos. That should be my tagline. I create clarity out of chaos. So if you're joining in, let me know where you're joining in from around the world. Love to see where everyone's coming from. And I know this is impromptu. I didn't plan on doing this on Saturday, but I had to change things around. So it's just for today. Um, but again, if you're watching this on replay, makes no difference. But for today's sake, for purposes, yeah. Cheers to you, your health, your happiness, your joy. Mm. What is this you say? It's my magical elixir. It is a blend of Siberian Chaga and Shilajit, which is Sanskrit for conqueror of mountains, and more, coming from Nepal in the Himalayas. Almost 23 at excavation, if you're familiar with Shilajit. 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 Um, So yeah, let me know what's happening. But in the interim, till we get some people in here, I'm just gonna think about what's going on. Obviously, things around the globe are pretty crazy. It's enough to keep you distracted, right? And redacted. This blah 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 happened, blah 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 blah. And it's like to me it's the surface of what's going on, right? This is sort of metaphoric on a global consciousness that being authentic, being real, and telling the truth is not acceptable in some way, shape, or form, which is the complete opposite of what I think. I think when you're completely vulnerable and authentic, other than using a screen like this, it's like when we're in front of each other and sharing, or if I'm doing, like when I work with people one on one, yes, it's through video a lot of times, but other times, in rare cases, especially I'm in Florida, so I meet people and we have sessions one on one. And it's a different energy, right? Because our biofields are intermingling, we're connecting, we're sharing, we're relating, but we're also peeling the layers away, right? We're getting to what is at the real cause. What's the root? We can talk about trauma, we can talk about all this stuff, but again, all of these things are stories. Um, and the layers in front are the ego, the veil that hides in case we're judged, criticized, ridiculed, ostracized, all of the things. Hey, I went through it, and hopefully the sound is good on this. You've gone through it. If you're here, you're probably thinking or feeling that, right? So that's what this is about. So let me know where you're from. I'm going to check some comments here. Um, Yeah. All right. So, yeah, let me know where you're from. If you're just tuning in, if you're just lurking, welcome. But yeah, I'd love to hear from you, hear what you're saying, what's on your mind? What's motivating you to make a shift or change? What drew you here? Because it's all about the vibe and the tribe. And that's kind of what I'm putting out there is if you're looking to make clarity, make shifts, make changes, you want to move through something, you've got blockage, you're not able to get clarity on something, you've tried every tarot card reader, every psychic out there, and nothing seems to work, right? I'm not talking about bells and whistles and where even the bells and have whistles. I'm talking about just reflection. General, I say inner reflection for outer direction. That's usually my modus operandi. And if that's something that you're into, that's something that you want to make a shift in, you are desiring to make the change, let me know below. A question you have, an inquiry, a thought, something that's well, you just want to say, hey, what's up? Go, yo, Josh, what's happening? So if you're tuning in, let me know where you're tuning in from. And again, I'm not on my computer here. I'm kind of doing this on my yeah, I'm doing this on my mm, on my mobile. My mobile. Um, so yeah. All right, what we got here? I'm watching. Oh, welcome, yo, Jay. Happy birthday to Mama. And I'm watching the sunset, listening to. All right. Well, I'm glad you're catching the sunset. Looks like it's a pretty cloudy sunset out there. So that's cool. That's cool, cool, cool. And but if you're someone that's been blocked for quite a while, you've tried all the different avenues, all the different modalities, and all the different totalities in every direction, and you don't seem to be making progress. A lot of it, I'm not saying I've got the answers. That's not what I'm professing here. I'm just basically stating that I have a gift at looking at, I like to say, the things unseen in the spaces in between. And sometimes it could be right there in front of your face and you just don't see it or you just don't recognize it, right? And that's really where these shifts and changes happen. So and what I'll do through just processes of Q&A is bring something to the surface. And a lot of times, when I work over the years, different people, it's interesting because a lot of times the veil comes up, the ego comes up because it's something very vulnerable. So to me, that tells me that that person really knows what the truth is, but they're playing a game on themselves. They're actually suppressing. And the reason I say this is because I did this and I didn't even recognize it until it got brought to my attention. I had a mentor show me this, right? So a lot of times we hide behind our full potential because it's vulnerable. When you are who you are and you know who you are, you feel it and then you can reveal it, right? And that's where all of a sudden you're not struggling, you're not climbing a mountain. Everything is flowing, growing, glowing, and it's all in the knowing. And once that happens, man, it's like your sails catch the wind and you're on a new trajectory. You're moving and you trust the flow, right? It's not the destination, it's just the journey of where we're heading to. And I don't think it's a final destination. I think it's the next level of what brings us more awareness, more consciousness, more peace, more joy, more love, more self-satisfaction, um, and no more, you know, dragging behind, trying to fix, catch up, portray, play, uh, pretending, right? And that's what we're seeing in the theater, in the political theater, in the health and wellness theater, you know. And I'm a big, I would say, proponent in the health and wellness world, because the thing is with health and wellness that I've always said, it's 5 pillars, right? As above, so as below. So it's energetic, spiritual, emotional, mental, and the very last place things show up is physically. And one of the tools that I talk about this very infrequently. I'm not like very it's just something I'm into human design. That's what I look at. It's strategy and authority. And just how to operate in this reality. And if you haven't checked it out, I invite you to Human Design. I think it's Jovian Archive, JOVIAN.com. You can find it yourself. You can download a report as long as you know your birth time. Many people don't. But still, it's interesting work, and it kind of gives you a little, it's like periphery on how you operate. What makes you bitter or angry or mad or sad or indifferent or closed down. And but it's great for those that are on a journey, have been on, there's like that, and there's gene keys. Ra Uruhu, I forget, Ra's actual name is Richard something. And then there's another gentleman that came up with, let me see, are there any more? All right, so I'm just checking messages here. So yeah, that's, it's just a way to, build your sort of your journey, like who you are, what you're about, what what floats your boat, what gets you out of bed every day, right? And I'm not saying that cynically or sarcastically. It's like, I get out of bed every day so I can go to my job and pay my bills and come home and eat and go back to sleep, rinse and repeat, right? No. What if we left out the word job, which stands for just over broke, or work or whatever, but what do you enjoy doing? And I'm sharing things with you that I've had to question and reflect and review myself, and am always doing that, right? It's a constant evolution. The only thing that's constant is change. And so the more that I can play in the metacognition role, meaning it's me observing my thoughts, okay? And like, hey, Josh, that's, where did that thought come from? And obviously, thoughts are in the field, they're not in your brain. And observing those things, and looking, following that line as to where this is leading to, or where was it first seeded? Where does it stem from? Right? Where did I learn this from? A parent, a relative, a friend, a lover, husband, wife, whatever. Someone I saw on TV, something when I was very younger. Because a lot of times people repress a lot of their events. They could have been super, super traumatic, whether there was abuse, verbally, physically, sexually, all kinds of stuff. But inevitably, that does come to the surface. And the thing that's the catalyst for that, and again, this depends on your awareness of this. This is my disclaimer, which I didn't say in the beginning, is that um, this is all for entrainment purposes only. This isn't health advice. Seek out your own true inner counsel, right? Authentic counsel, not just someone random that's got spirit, soul, connection, right? And they have some sort of direction. And the beautiful thing is, someone that you vibe with, someone that can provide you insight, reflection, right? And help you take off your own sort of cosmic training wheels and fly or ride or walk on your own without the requirement to have someone constantly bandage. I mean, I offer mentorships. I've done them. My thing is, when I work with someone, it's not like I'll do it for a month. Um, I am going to open up some annual ones if people want to go a little bit deeper, but I'll only take on maybe 2, 3 max per year, just to conserve my bandwidth. Um, but yeah, those are people, if they're new and they've been through a very, I don't know, serious situation, and they want to make some changes or shifts, then that's the way to do it. Mentorship, we've always had mentors. We may not have called them, but people, a book, an author, a professor, a teacher, a parent, a friend, somebody that's been there walking alongside you in some way, shape, or form, that's provided you information, reflection, direction, mirroring on some level. May have been once that you came across somebody. That is, in a sense, mentorship. That is information that provided you with a perspective that you never considered, or maybe even this, which I've done. I do this a lot, where I'll hear it from somebody multiple times, but sometimes it's the delivery, sometimes it's the package it's delivered in, that all of a sudden, lifts the veil, and you're able to receive that information. For some reason, it's like in that second, in that moment, that little piece just opened up, and you're like, wow, I've heard this 100 fucking times throughout my life, and I finally get it. So I've had that happen. I don't know about you. If you have, let me know. Drop a comment below if that makes sense. If that's something that's happened for you. But I mean, those aha, and that's me, stubbornness. I mean, Going back to human design, I am a projector. So I am a non-energy type, and the other ones, such as generators, manifesting generators, reflectors, and then there's projectors. And projectors supposedly are the newest type, according to Ra. Um, and we are non-energy types, but yet we are sort of more the empaths, the people that literally can put you on your path. And not because we're better or worse, it's just the way that we're designed. And looking back actually at all of this, because from a very young age, I don't know about you, but perhaps you've been on a similar spiritual, energetic journey, or it's just now happening for you. Either way, you're right where you're supposed to be. Okay. So there's no better or worse. Oh, I missed the train. I'm the caboose. I'm the engine. It's like, fuck all that. Let all that mental masturbation go. It has nothing to do with that. It's everything about where you are in space and time and what your own, I will say, your higher or expanded self is ready to sort of transmit to you. It's sort of like a capacitor or like regulates the flow of energy. If you get too much too fast, you fry, right? And that's happened to people, believe it or not. It's not really talked about, but people that end up in, certain institutions, they've had either, what would call, say, a Kundalini activation, right? And that's real. And you get too much frequency, you get fried, your nervous system gets fried. Some people go into sympathetic mode, they just get locked in, they can't sleep, their nervous system is on edge, their cortisol levels, norepinephrine, um, adrenaline level is so high because their body, their nervous system's trying to regulate all the data, the frequency coming in, right? Hold on. So that's what's happening there. Um, and it's important. It's important. Where was I going with this? I kind of go on these tangents. So flow. So yeah, so human design. Okay, so that's one way to really help ground you and learn your strategy and authority, how you operate, how you move in 3D. And you don't have to put it on a pedestal. You don't have to make it the thing. It involves I Ching, Kabbalah, quantum physics, astrology, and some other things. It's sort of this intermixed system. And really all it is it's a system on how to operate. It's not, and it's obviously based because you do need your birth time and place, obviously. And you plug that information in. You can go to mybodygraph.com, I believe, or like I mentioned earlier, jovianarchive.com, and go there and you can get a free report. I think it's several pages, and if you want to dive deeper, you can do that. There are analysts out there that literally, and there's, according to Raw and Human Design, you go through 7 years of deconditioning. And as soon as I learned about this, the thing that stuck out for me immediately, I had this picture of Neo getting pulled out of the Matrix, gets unplugged and he's in this ship, the Nebuchadnezzar, and he's like, what the fuck? Right? And now, Morpheus is showing him, I'm not saying Matrix is human design, but there's some similar parallels here. And literally, that's the thing. When you get unplugged and you see things for what they currently, I won't say truly are, because again, things are always changing, but instead of wearing colored glasses and looking at life in a certain way, you're actually seeing what's going on around you. Okay. And if you're seeing what's going on around you, it's not where you leak energy and you try to fix because everything is a projection. Okay. But it's, how do I shift? The mind is not the master, it's feeling. Feelings and emotion are what drive the vehicle ultimately. Sorry if I popped the mic, right? The mind limits and makes up, a fuck ton of stories, right? So that's where you want to lean into the feeling and emotion. And I'm not saying it's going to be perfect or right. And that brings us to intuition, cognition, discernment, and those attributes, those qualities that you have, believe it or not. I mean, those that know, and if you don't know, you will know, you know? So it's like, that's what this is. That's what this journey is about. That's what I love. I'm going to kind of bring it back to me, little self promotion, and what this page is about is literally that's what I love to do. I guide others. And not only that, but I occasionally promote certain protocols or products that coincide, that dovetail with your journey. And I use these products and or protocols myself, or I don't always have them, but I've done some deep investigation, emotional research, feeling, and then I make my recommendation strictly for entrainment purposes only to you. And you ultimately have to, don't believe, as others have said, don't believe a word I say, right? I'm just sharing my experience, my journey so far. And then you can, if you get skin crystals, the hairs on your arm, if you don't have hairs, but you'll feel it. You'll know if this is making any sense at all. Something's triggering, right? A knowing, a deep knowing, a remembering of who you are and why you're here and what your unique contribution to the cosmic sort of chessboard is. Yes. So a lot of people think, and I used to feel this too, who am I? What am I about? What kind of contribution, significance am I going to make on this planet? You know, it just takes one to start, and that ripple goes out eternally. Okay. And it's sort of like your clarion call, it's your beacon. You're putting that frequency. That's what I'm doing here. I'm putting out this out. If I get one person, two people, five people, it's not a numbers game for me. It's a contact, it's a resonance. It's not even a game. It's just who am I reaching? Even on the replay, 5 years from now, who knows what's going to look like? If YouTube's going to be here, not be here. This is like a recording capsule. I'm putting my information in this time frame, in this vector right now, here now, in this now moment. But if you watch this 10 years from now, 20 years from now, it's like, whoa, does this make sense? I mean, I'll look back at my own videos and go, wow, where did I get that information from? Is this even relevant? Was I looking at something in the future? I've done remote viewing. It's the other thing. Once you get these, see, I'm jumping from one thing to the other. If you guys have any comments, anything, let me know where you're calling from. Where you're calling from. It's when I used to do voiceover. I did voiceover years ago. I'm like, let me know where you're calling from. Yeah, let me know you're tuning in from. If you are there and you care to share, let me know. Hope you're enjoying this. If you have any questions, welcome. I'm Josh. Welcome to the Clarity Cafe Saturday version. Typically, I do this every Sunday, but today I had to do it because I've got an appointment tomorrow. Can't make it. But I'm here now with you. You can catch this on the replay. Any questions, comments you want to drop, I have links below. If you'd like to book a one-on-one session, you're more than welcome to do that. But I'm looking for those that are serious, that want to make a shift and change, right? That's where this comes into play. If you're ready to do that, right, and step into the Rubicon, cross the threshold of your own resistance, then I am here to help you out. I really am. To guide, to reflect, to mirror. That's what I'm here for. And that's what the Clarity Cafe is. And everyone right now is searching for clarity, right? I'm always doing the inner work, inner reflection for outer direction. I'm seeking to not know what the truth is, but what is authentic and real, because things are exponentially shifting and changing every moment. And it's not my saying, but the only thing that is constant on this planet is change. That's it. Period. End of story. We don't have to break this down into, 20 different things. It's simple. You are looking to tune in with what your direction, what your motivation is. If you're stuck, right? That's why you may be here. If you're just tuning in, you're scrolling, you're like, oh, what's this guy all about? That's what this is about, the Clarity Cafe. Every week, typically on a Sunday, we just get in, go on a conversation, questions about whatever you want, related to energetic, spirituality, expansion, growing, knowing thyself, and truly finding your purpose, or what your focus and direction is here right now. So if that's something you're into, tap the screen, give this a follow, share it with somebody else. I'm trying to grow the channel to help others out. um, and if you have any questions or comments, something that's blocking you right now, drop it down below. Let me know. I'm been going on and on. I'm going to go for another, I don't know, 20 minutes. So, yeah, that's what the Clarity Cafe is all about. It's really making a difference, trying, that's my intention, is making this difference in people. And sometimes it's not all these processes and protocols and practicum. It's literally less is more. Because when you can concentrate and focus on your own energy and save your energy and not leak energy and not let any other person get into your field and drain you or suck the life force out of you, if that's something you've been experiencing, then I highly recommend, um, you know, booking a session. I think you'll be amazed. If you look in the links in the description, I do have what I call trustimonials. I don't call them testimonials. I call them trustimonials, people that I've worked with and they have made shifts and they have volunteered to share their experiences. So that's one way. That's my sort of social proof. And the best social proof is having the experience itself. Um, but what I like to do, and I do have a school page, and that's what this is about. If you want to join that school page, again, in the description, you can click that. There's a few questions just to kind of rule out the trolls and the marketers and, all that kind of BS. But I want to get down to brass tacks and really help you make a difference, right? And lock in to your trajectory, your true cosmic north, so that you can make the shifts and changes. And like I said, less is more. It doesn't require all these bells and whistles. And once you start on this journey, man, it's like, to me, you can't stop. You just keep going. You just keep going. You just keep piercing through veils and walls. Sometimes you take 2 steps backwards to take 1 giant leap forward. And that's really what my motivation is. I could talk about this all day. But if you have a question right now, if you're in here, if you're lurking, what's this guy all about? What's he talking about? God, his fucking office is a mess. You know, let me know. Drop the comment below. Share what's on your mind. You never know. The thing, too, is when someone drops an authentic comment that they're going through something, you don't have to reveal who you are. Somebody else that's observing or could be in the chat may have the same question, may be pondering, God, I don't know if there's anybody else. Yo, thank you. All right. Welcome, man. Welcome. I didn't catch that on the screen. I just saw it pop up. So, welcome if you're just joining in. So, that's what it's about. You just never know, man. People, it's like that. The veil is so thin, and people are just literally. And obviously, this isn't like the authentic way to connect through these things. It's like being in person, sharing, having a tea, a coffee, a drink, whatever. Like, this is who I am if we were in front of each other physically, right? I don't have a personality or persona for this to impress you. I don't. This is who I fucking am. Take it or leave it. I don't give a shit, right? But and I invite you to be that person, because the more authentic and real, not feigned, not fake, because I will say that's what I did for the longest time, man. When I was younger, I was trying to define myself through somebody else because I didn't know who I was or what I wanted. So let me play a role. That's why when I was younger, I used to do voiceover. I did animation voiceover because I love to do characters and make up things. I was always doing that because I was trying to play the role of somebody else. If I can make you laugh, and that's still who I am today, because laughter raises the frequency, right? If you're in your head, all that mental masturbation that just keeps us locked down, what kind of shit is that? It's draining of energy, it's depletion, it's misdirection, it's not focus, and you just, playing around. That's not what it's about. It's literally, I mean, there's plenty of room to play, but I think when you can get a true reflection, right? Like looking in the mirror and literally asking yourself questions, and you'd be amazed, right? That there's a part of your expanded consciousness that actually comes through the more consistent you are to answer questions. Write down 10 questions that you have, true questions, like not when am I going to rich, when am I going to find the right woman, those things are external. Those types of things are the result of doing the inner work. It's not the other way around. So if you want the relationship, you want the money, you want this, and I'm not saying I have the perfect situation, but I recognize the actions that I have to take or I choose to take. I don't have to. I get to take, right? Because it all begins with gratitude and appreciation and reverence. And that's something every single day that I do before I go to sleep and upon awakening. I get in, I literally do, and I heard this recently. It's called the inner smile. I don't know if it's an Ayurvedic, an Indian, I don't know what method it comes from, but it made perfect sense to me. I just had skin crystal light up when that happened. But the inner smile is basically I imagine, I intend, and imagination is a subjective statement. So some people are not visual, some people are kinesthetic, some people are audible, some people can feel. So what I do is I imagine, in your way of imagining, all the cells in my body smiling at each other. They're just, they're smiling, right? And if I'm smiling, they're smiling. Skin cells, ligament, brain, neurological cells, lymphatic cells, organ cells, every fucking cell in your body is smiling, right? So what is that doing? That's, you know, it's bringing the frequency up. It's changing. And then I have appreciation, right? I do these things, not my term, called ask formations. Like, why am I so happy? Why am I? It's like a reflection in the universe. Like I'm getting, what is it called? The RAS, the reticular activating system. So I'm asking the universe to reflect back to me something, because your mind doesn't know if it's future or past or now. It doesn't give a shit. It's just like the more I focus on something, and you ever watch when you are thinking about something negative or something, say you're scrolling, right? Everybody's fucking scrolling at night, like all this shit with the whatever's going on in the world. Whatever you focus on is what you see. And that's sort of a metaphor for what's happening. If I'm focusing on the war, or, all these games that are being played politically, then that is a certain frequency bandwidth, okay? And so if I'm doing this late at night, I am actually locking myself into that sort of lane. Okay, I'm using metaphors for this, but that's what's happening. I'm tuning my cosmic radio before I go into the dream stream, right? I'm going to go into sleep state and I'm locking into that lane of that frequency, of that energy. Think that's going to benefit me? No, but it's going to keep me at a lower frequency and a lower rate. So if I'm locking into something at night, like not even that I need to use this, and typically I don't use any devices because there's everything out there for peace, and all these letters for you know for all these man-made diseases, ADD and this and that, and getting neurological balance and coherence in the brain. Um, I will say one thing that I do use is this vortexing device that it's called the Annalemma wand, and it's the only one of its kind. I've tried so many of these things, but what it does is it makes coherent water. It's a quartz crystal glass tube that has what's called mother water. Sorry, I'm jumping around here, but trying to bridge the gap. Um, and so this has been proven scientifically over years that basically after you drink this water, after you just swirl this wand for like, I don't know, 60 seconds, 60, 90 seconds, and you drink whatever liquid water, it takes the water from being chaotic to coherent, and literally brings in like homeostasis and equanimity in the brain, in your neurology, in the mind. And you can use this water obviously for your plants, for your garden, for your pets. Yeah, I'll put a link for this. And this is an investment, right? There's a lot of products out there that are cost because it costs you time, money, and energy. What I try to share with you here, and also on my other page, I do have an Instagram, but I do promote different products too. But I don't try. I share, or I bring awareness to things that are an investment that are going to give you a return on your exchange of energy that you've put into it. because you've trusted myself or maybe others that you've seen that you really trust, right? So anyway, the Annalemma wand is something I highly recommend. And water is everything. Water is source consciousness in a sense because it's liquid crystal. It holds memory. It literally transcends time. Um, and it flows and it's beautiful and it's brilliant and it's healing. Just if you're by a river or a lake or a waterfall, you've got the negative ions, just the sound of water, right? That's why they call it the blue, not the blue, but if you get by the water. I'm very fortunate and super grateful that I am by the beach and I get to go by the ocean, and I have such an immense appreciation and gratitude for it. Every time I go swim, I turn, I face the water, I thank it. The land, the ether, the water, the sand, the sun, the air, all of it. I've got appreciation and gratitude. And man, that magnifies itself. It's like you get a return on on your investment is also your thoughts, your focus. Where are you directing it to, right? If you're directing it against someone or something, it's just gonna backfire, man. It's not what, and I'm just speaking from experience. Hey, you can do what you want to do. I'm just sharing my experience with you, right? If you have any questions or comments, or you would like some guidance, check the description below. You can book a session. I have limited bandwidth where I don't take on a ton of people. I just do things a couple, maybe a week. But I love to work with you if you are struggling and it's something you seriously want to move into out of it and you want to get greater reflection and mirroring. I would love to consider working with you. So let me know if that's something that's of interest to you. If you have a question, that's what the Clarity Cafe is about here, is literally just you got something on your mind, something that's blocking you, you're stuck, you want some direction, some clarity, because that's what I do. That's what I offer as an intuitive medium. Kind of sounds redundant or rhetorical, but that's what I offer because I see, hear, feel, sense, and sometimes smell in rare occasions. But let me know where you are tuning in from. If you're lurking, you're just sitting there going, I wonder what this guy's all about. Let me know. Cheers. Mm. Um, so, any questions so far? I know I've been kind of going on for a little bit here, a little over half hour. Um, if you have any questions or anything that I've mentioned that piques your curiosity is of any interest to you, let me know. Seriously. And usually I do this on my desktop, but that thing's shot at the moment. So I'm doing it here on my mobile device. But yeah, that's it. So each week I do this typically on Sunday, but today, that's why I say in the title it says Clarity Cafe Sunday, but Saturday edition, and that's what this is about. So it is about getting clarity, and I think we all need clarity, right? Clarity on lots of different things. Clarity on, hey, what am I doing? What am I eating? Sometimes it's the simplest things. It's not even the biggest things, right? It's like, where am I going? Do I like my job? What's my career? Where should I be going? Am I living in the right place? Should I move? I think so many things are like up in the air right now for a lot of us. We're trying to navigate the best possible outcome, where we should be, what we should invest our time, our energy, our resources in. It's not that anything's going away. I don't feel that at all. Quite the opposite. I think that's the scare tactic that's being um, pulsed out there. Is you know, it's sort of like if you break apart an ant trail and all the ants scatter, but then they all kind of reorganize themselves. The frequency gets realigned, and everyone gets back in line, which is kind of an off thing. However, I think when you go off the beaten trail and you begin to tune in, not by thinking, intellect, and logic, but by feeling and emotion and discernment, that's where things really can shift and change. But one has to be ready for that and open to that. That's really where that change happens. And if you're not, that's okay. You'll know it because I call it spiritual inertia. And inertia, if you look this up, the term up, but inertia is that force. Like when you slam the brakes on a car, you can't help but just go forward. You can't go backward. So that's kind of what's happening on the planet right now. I call it spiritual inertia. That's my term. Um, and you're being forced, not pushed because it's not a judgment from source. It's just, it's inertia. It's like the universe, God, source, whatever you want to call it, is coercing us or, egging us along. Come on, you can do this. You can do this. Oh, come on, you can go. It's like when you first start walking, right? You crawl before you walk. And that's sort of where we are, as I think, as a race, in metaphorically speaking, we've been crawling. Now we got to get up. We don't have to run, but we have to stand on our own 2 feet. And each of us are sparks of source. And if everyone just trusted their own selves, we wouldn't be seeing this type of reality that we're seeing. It's the fact that everyone's trying to give their power away to some other thing. And even when I work with people, I don't say I'm your guru. I'm not a healer. I don't claim that. I just say I am a guide. It's like me holding a flashlight going, hey, let's look over here. Hey, let's look over here. Oh, what's that up there? Right? That's all I'm doing. Or I'm a mirror, just staring here, not staring back at you, but I'm just going, well, did you look at this? Did you consider this? Yeah, talk to 5 fucking people. They all said the same thing. Okay. What's that telling you? They all said I'm an asshole. I'm not saying you're an asshole, but what's underneath that? Why are they giving you that label? Oh, I'm an asshole because I say this, I do this, I act like this. Okay, let's go deeper than that. What causes you to do that? See, because when I chat with people, sometimes what ends up happening is we get the surface level, we get the stuff on the surface. Because when two people come together, personalities meet first, not the people. No, 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 no. That comes out later, like in relationships. I see that all the time, just when people are first meeting, you know. And that's the funny thing. Like, this isn't a judgment, but it's a very, very, I think, clear observation. If you look at natives, aboriginals, or all these people, they, the men, the women, in America, women are programmed from very young age. You want to be fertile, you want to have kids, you want to be a housewife, blah, 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 right? It's all these societal pressures. And this is all probably Rockefeller induced. I'm not going to go down that conspiracy contrail, whatever. But these are the things that deviate us, they detour us from our true north, from our going where we need to be or where we're choosing to be, but we keep getting diverted. Oh, go off this off ramp, go here, check this out. That's what this device is. That's what social media, all these platforms, every Tom, Dick, and Harry going out there, right? I mean, again, like I say, don't believe me, do your own research, but try to follow what I'm saying. If you're just joining in now on the replay, check the beginning of this because I kind of cover a lot here. Um, And if you have any questions about anything that I've stated, please ask. If there's something that I may have mistakenly stated to you that apparently doesn't align with you, or you don't, I don't know, believe it, or let me know. I'm happy to correct myself, right? Um, so that's the thing. It's like there's so many different things being projected at us that, or what I was getting at with the person that, everyone's been telling you you're an asshole. Well, there's something beneath that. We all tell the story first, but what's really going on? Some of us don't even know what's going on because it's all this mental masturbation. We have to clear that out and get to, okay, why am I so hurt that I'm responding or reacting a certain way that's called an asshole, that's called a narcissist, that's called whatever the label is. But the label is an energetic construct that is filled with these negative associations. So what I do energetically is we clear that shit away. We get rid of that shell and we go to the core. But it's a co-creative effort. I'm not fixing, I'm not healing. I do work remotely when it's safe to do so and when it is appropriate. There's a lot of people on different platforms. They're doing tarots, they're doing dowsing, they're all that stuff. I look at things very, very carefully before we go down that path. Because the whole idea is for you to retain your energy, your focus, your clarity, your own essence, your signature, not for you to give your power to me or to anyone else. It's about you reclaiming, sustaining, and holding your own power vertically. right? Not going horizontal, trying, hey, you can fix this for me, you can do that for me. That's what everybody's doing. Everyone's trying to figure their shit out through getting someone else to fix it for them. What I'm proposing to you is I will hold space with you and we will uncover together what's holding you back, whatever that may be. But the story you're going to tell me is the bullshit first, and then we're going to uncover all the other stuff. Okay. So I just cut to the quick with that because that's what people want, because they want to be liked, they want to be acknowledged, they want to be seen, they want to be recognized, loved, cared for, all of these things. We all deserve that. But from whatever happened, all these events, all these circumstances, there's a layer, there's a shell that's been put upon us because that's how we navigate and move in this world, in this reality, right? It's been our survival mechanism. So, and a lot of times these survival mechanisms have meant that you've been successful, okay, according to the program, the matrix, the matriarchal, patriarchal program. But really deep inside, do you have a soul hole or do you feel whole? Meaning like you're fulfilled. There's like this blooming, flowering energy of brilliance and beauty and love and excitement for life. Or is it fucking getting sucked out of you? Okay. And that's the distinction I make when I co-create or we work together. So there you have it, a little bit. And any questions or comments, drop them below. Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Tell me. I mean, we can do something right now. Is something bugging you on your mind, blocking you, something that's, I don't know, on your mind that you just can't, some kind of, conundrum that you're in, that something that get kiboshed, that you don't understand why, you can't figure it out. I'm not saying I'm going to figure it out for you, but that's where I come in. I reflect back and hopefully can help you, give you some clarity, hence the Clarity Cafe, on what's going on, right? Because that's really where um, these shifts happen. So when there's recognition, when there's acknowledgement, it's like I used to learn as a projector, and if you're just joining in now, I was talking about human design because I'm a projector. But I typically would always just give, like, I'm sharing information now, but I'm doing this based on my own, or let's just say invitation, because I care. But when I was younger and all through my life, I've always done that where I would end up sharing information with those that weren't asking for it. I was giving away unsolicited info, like, hey, what do you think about that? Hey, what do you think about that? And no one said, hey, man, I fucking don't give a shit what you think about it. Right? It's like, so that's where I get to save my energy and I work with invitations. So someone that genuinely recognizes or sees me for what I'm offering and they would like to work with me and I would like to work with them, then we create that situation together. And that's where the magic really occurs. But if it's someone just coming to like get, not contribute, not to me, but to themselves, and that's the modality, that's where a lot of people become subservient, and that's how we have like a hierarchical system, because people don't want to take responsibility and accountability. And yeah, it's scary at times, but once you get beyond that, that's just all the mental masturbation that's going on, that tells you on some level you can't do it or you're incapable or whatever. It's some excuse. That's really what it is. And once you get beyond the excuse and you make some progress, even if you just make one little shift and change, when I work with people, just making that one change is enough to get you moving. It's like pushing, there's something with kinetic energy. Once you can get something going and you take steps, and each person's different. There's no two people that are the same. You are unique. There's no one else like you. You're this cosmic spark of space dust of God source that's here right now at this time to share and offer your contribution should you choose to do so, because you are in a free will reality system. Okay. And again, I mentioned human design because it gives you that strategy and authority of how to navigate. This isn't a requirement for me. I'm just sharing my journey. it gave me context. It gave me a framework where I can look back and reflect at where I was, where I am now, and I look back and I go, wow, that's totally me, like as a projector. Okay. And if you can relate to this, if you're in human design, let me know. Drop a comment below if you know about human design. But I mean, I started seeing like all the patterns, right? And I'm not saying human design is the be all end all. It's a system. It's a system that just helps one navigate. But for those that I'm uh, talking to that are confused, that are lost, that have lost their focus or direction, or need to redefine, they need to step back, pull back, and reorganize their life. That is a system. I don't know if that's the appropriate word to use to help you. It can be a part of your, excuse me, like toolbox, your spiritual energetic toolbox to help you. So, hey, I'm going to go live for another 10 minutes here, but drop a comment. Let me know what's going on. What are you thinking? Think it's full of shit? You love it? Is it helpful? Is it providing you insight, some comfort, maybe I'll check that out. Maybe I won't. I don't know. Drop a comment below. Let me know where you're tuning in from. This will be uploaded later as a replay. And yeah, any comments, even if you're watching this on a replay many days, weeks, years from now, drop your comment. Who knows how this is all going to work out? This is sort of like a time capsule, right? So we got a video going on. And I've done this where you go on YouTube and you look at videos because YouTube videos live forever, right? Unless you do something to screw it up and they pull your video. But I've watched videos from 20 years ago. It's like interesting to see what people have done. I remember when YouTube first started, I forgot the year, 2004 or 5, I don't even know. I didn't think anything of it. I was like, wow, people are doing their own things on YouTube. And now look where it's at today. It's like pretty phenomenal. And even people that were sort of prognosticators or predictors of certain events or situations or scenarios are now seeing these things. They locked into a certain timeline, and now it's beginning to outpicture. So, and I address things a lot of times on a multidimensional level. I didn't go into it too much here, but that's something that I definitely get into and talk about as well. So, got any comments? Drop them below. Hey, please share this with anybody that you feel would benefit from it, because this really helps to boost the channel. I'm trying to grow this, and sharing it with other people that could use this information or would like the guidance or the help, or if you're interested in joining a community where you can get clarity. And the beautiful thing too is that, like I said earlier, you could ask a question and you may think it's insignificant, but someone else that's either lurking or watching may light them up. It may be the thing that saves them. Like somebody else has the same feeling, thought, idea, emotion, situation, scenario that's fucking happening right now. Right? And they may feel isolated because their head's doing a number. Oh, there's no one else that has this problem but you. You're the one that's being, chased, or, that's where comfort, when we can relate and communicate and commune and get clarity, that lifts up the frequency. That can help somebody. So my ask for you is to share this. Share the link, share the station, forward this on, do the thing that you do on social, subscribe. That's it. It's I am super grateful and appreciative, and you know, that's it. That's why I started this. That's why I'm doing this, is to really bring awareness in my unique, special way to guide and help others and provide insights and awarenesses and create that aha moment. Because I think right now we all need that. We all need that thing that sparks us. I'm not saying everybody needs it, but a lot of people do. If you're tuning in or this came up on your feed for some reason, the algorithm said, hey, you need to see this dude, right? With the messy office. So, uh, all right. Cheers to all of you. Thank you for joining in today. I totally appreciate and respect you for showing up, taking time out of your day to just tune in for a minute, a second, almost an hour and being here with me. And I think I'm going to call it a day. And any comments, anything you want to share, if you want to join the school group, click the links below. If you want to book a session, I would love to work with you. I have the links for that. I have what are called trustimonials, not testimonials. Trustimonials are people I've worked with over the years. That's just sort of a little tidbit. I have more, but those are some. And any questions you have, let me know. So that is it for today. Unless you have last minute questions or concerns or comments, I welcome them before I bid you a fair adieu. So let me know. Let me just check here. I think I got because I'm doing this on my phone, so it's kind of like all messages are yeah. Anyway, gang, lots of love. Stay healthy, my friends, and I'll see you next Sunday. I'll be here next Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So put that down in your calendars. I'll have the scheduled live set up here, and you can put that in your calendar or whatever. All right. Cheers for now.